Alright, so does it, guys. So does Savage back, and this one is an interesting video because it's going to be a lot like the Kawhi Leonard video, which today I'm going to be talking about the retirement of Andrew Luck. As last night I was hit by this, and it really shocked me, and I just wanted to take, a day to reflect on the whole retirement situation and how I'm feeling right now. So this is going to be hopefully a shorter video than what you're usually used to see, but anyways, let's get this started. So, of course, last night, in the middle of a preseason game of Colts versus Bears, Andrew Luck tells the Colts that he is retiring. And this took the NFL world by shock. Now, I'm going to be going into a bit of a history. I mean, I think I already said this, but I'm going to be talking about Luck himself, the Colts' history, and the future of the Colts. So let's talk about the history of Andrew Luck. So, first we got to go back to 2011. Where the Colts had lost Peyton Manning for a whole season, and they pull some guy out of retirement, and they end up going 1-15 that season. So of course, on their near quest to 0-16, they end up with the number one draft spot. They get the number one pick in the 2012 draft, and they end up picking Andrew Luck. Like, they had a choice: either they could pick Andrew Luck out of Stanford or Robert Griffin III out of Baylor. And so the Colts, they took Andrew Luck. The Rams had the number 2 pick, but the Redskins traded up to get Robert Griffin III. And both these guys did great things for their football team. I mean, Robert Griffin III had his sensational rookie season where he took the Redskins to an NFC East title, and they got to play the Seahawks in the playoffs, but unfortunately that got cut short because, Robert Griffin III got injured, and the Redskins, they tried to make him play through it, and that's what really ruined his career. The Redskins, they made him play through his injuries, and that ended up making him a shell of what he once was, because he had a sensational rookie season, but it just went downhill because the Redskins organization ruined him. And the Colts kind of ruined Andrew Luck, too, as he was always getting injured. Andrew Luck is one of the main definitions of injury prone. Like, take a look, he's been injured, even though he's been in the NFL for 7 seasons, I saw that he's been injured for 26 games. Now, I'm going to do a little quick math here, so hopefully I don't get this wrong. So there are 16 games in an NFL regular season. Now, they said he was injured, for 7 seasons, he was injured for 26 games, so obviously he had missed the playoffs. So he had been injured. I'm not going to include any of these playoff games, but I'm just going to go off regular season. So 16 times 5, that's 80, plus 32. So 26 out of his 112 regular season games, he was injured. Now, I know he's in the playoffs a ton of times. We had the AFC Championship game once. That didn't go well because of the whole stupid Deflategate situation. But Deflategate was one of the dumbest NFL scandals. Like, seriously, to be honest, I think it was probably a reach by the Indianapolis Colts because they were salty after being blown out by the Patriots. They just wanted to say, oh, they cheated. No, they did not cheat. Here, let me explain. So, Colts fans, you might not forgive me for this, but you were not going to win that game. No, Patriots are the better team. They came up. You did not. They would have won that game easily with underinflated, regular inflated, or overinflated footballs. If they even played football, if they even filled football with heliums, they probably still would have beat you. Like, it doesn't matter. The Patriots were just a better team, but you were behind maybe the dumbest scandal in NFL history. But Andrew Luck was like the perfect guy. It was like Peyton Manning handing the torch over to Andrew Luck as this is now his team. He can lead them to victory. I mean, he did lead them to an amazing victory over the Kansas City Chiefs in the 2013 AFC wildcard game. They were down, I think it was 28 points, which is more than what the Falcons had in the Super Bowl. So if you want to talk a big choke job or greater comeback, let's not talk about the Patriots. Look at the Colts. Look at what they did. Ended up winning that. They were down like 34-3, and they ended up winning the game like 45-44. It was quite a game and quite a performance by Luck. Luck was definitely, probably if he could stay healthy and if he had more seasons like he had been having, then he's Canton bound. He's gonna be in Canton. Peyton Manning's in Canton. He'll be in Canton. But at this point with his retirement, I don't know if that's gonna happen. And Colts, I know any Colts fan has been through heartbreaking moments, whether it was having to say goodbye to Peyton Manning, the Baltimore Colts moving to Indianapolis in midnight in a moving truck. Like, no one was notified, and they were in a moving truck, and they moved to Indianapolis. It was like the Mayflower truck. It was quite a moment. And now this is probably going to be up there for moments that just were horrible. Now, what does this mean for the Colts' future? Well, pretty simple. They're going to suck. Like, I know Jacoby Brissett, he's a good backup quarterback, but I don't think he has what it takes to be that guy that'll get them to maybe even wildcard contenders, even Super Bowl contenders. Like, maybe he'll have like a Nick Foles kind of effect where you have absolutely no expectations and he completely shocks you. But Jacoby Brissett didn't exactly have a great season with the Colts in 2017. Now, that was also because he had to play against maybe the worst offensive line in football, as he was sacked 52 times. That is incredibly dangerous for a quarterback. Like, that is incredibly dangerous. Deshaun Watson got sacked over 60 times this season. But of course, in the 2018 draft, because of their horrible 2017 campaign, they would get the number 3 pick, but the Jets traded up with him, so they got a nice haul from him. And the Colts would go on to number 6 to draft Quenton Nelson, offensive lineman from Notre Dame. Now, my dad's a Notre Dame fan, so he says Notre Dame produces some of the best O-linemen. And he wasn't wrong. Quenton Nelson was part of a turnaround Colts squad along with Luck, Marlon Mack, T.Y. Hilton, Eric Ebron, and Darius Leonard. They were quite a squad last year. The offense was completely back. The defense was not good, but of course Darius Leonard was the main part of that defense. And they had led them, and they went 1-5 to start the season, but then they ended up going 10-6, and they actually made the playoffs. They ended up winning the AFC wildcard game against the Texans 21-7, but then they lost to the Chiefs pretty handily, which was tough to see. That was Luck's very last game in the NFL, losing to the Chiefs in the AFC divisional game. Andrew Luck is like one of the most humble quarterbacks I've ever seen. Like, never have I ever seen a quarterback compliment an NFL player or defensive lineman when he gets sacked. Like, whenever he gets sacked, he's like, yo, nice hit, man, you know. He's just a great guy. And of course, with him now gone, what does this mean for the offense? Well, for the offense, I think it's going to be a lot more focused on Marlon Mack, to be honest. And the defense, Darius Leonard can only do so much. And the fact that their offense is nowhere going to be near as good, Darius Leonard might experience the sophomore slump. But now they shall join the tank for Tua, like the Bengals. I think, I'll get to it. Like the Bengals, I think they should tank for Tua. No, I only brought them up because the Colts at this point, I think maybe they should tank for Tua. Now, a little bit more on Andrew Luck is that the Colts nearly ruined him. Yeah, they were just never. He was always injured with them. They did that with Peyton Manning. They nearly ran him out of town, which they ended up doing at some point because Peyton Manning ended up moving on. But they nearly ruined Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning. But both of them were still able to do great things for the Colts in general. And last night I had watched videos of Colts fans booing Andrew Luck as he runs off the field. Now, I'm gonna dig into you. Any of you Colts fans that may be watching this, I'm not sure if there's many, but any of you that actually booed Andrew Luck, shame on you. You're a horrible person. No, seriously, look, Andrew Luck is one of the most humble NFL players, and he just simply made a decision for his health. Why would you do that? Like, okay, I get that he did that in the middle of a preseason game, which isn't cool, but this is one of the hardest decisions he's ever had to make. And you guys completely crap all over him. Shame on you. And, but at the same time, shame on the people that booed him, but for the people that support him, I feel for you, man. You guys are a great team, except you lost the Saints, Super Bowl 44. You can suck on that. Tracy Porter pick 6. But enough about that. I feel bad for you guys. It's tough to see you because 1 minute you guys were Super Bowl contenders. The next minute you're probably going to be last in the AFC South. And probably going to be joining the race to tank for Tua. Now, this is why I didn't put out my NFL predictions video yet. Well, I would have done it sooner, but I just kind of wanted to have it as close to the regular season as possible because there's still contract holdouts from Zeke and Melvin Gordon, and then of course this. Like, there have been a few big things from the offseason to come. I'm going to name my top 5 that have come up so far. So number 5, of course, is Gronk retiring. I did not see that. I mean, 29 years old, he was dealing with injuries. I didn't think he'd retire, but he ended up doing it. Number 4, I'd have to say the Antonio Brown drama. And all of Antonio Brown in the offseason, you know, fighting with Juju Smith-Schuster, bleaching his mustache, going to the Oakland Raiders, and now with the helmet, the frostbite. This guy is just makes the drama. Okay, and number 3, contract holdouts and some holdouts. Mainly for guys like Zeke, Dak Prescott, Melvin Gordon, and Michael Thomas. But fortunately, we got into that 5-year, $100 million deal. So, Who Dat Nation's on the rise. What a move. Number 2 for me would be the OBJ trade. The Browns trading for OBJ. And that's huge because I think the Browns are going to be a great team this year, except I do think there's a little too much hype surrounding them. Like, they're going to be a great team, no doubt, but I think there's a little too much hype surrounding them. Like, it might be too good to be true. Like, for these, to me, the Browns could either be boom or bust. Either they're going to the Super Bowl or they miss the playoffs. It's just what happens. And my number 1 thing, Andrew Luck retiring, is that took me completely by shock. But that is going to end my video for today. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like this video. Subscribe to my channel. Comment down below what else you want to see. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat @SudaTheSavage. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Who Dat Nation still on the rise.